Welcome to our journey into the fascinating history of Japan, a land that has been a cradle of civilization for thousands of years. Japan is a treasure trove of historical mysteries waiting to be unveiled. Long-standing traditions blend seamlessly with modernity, creating an enchanting tableau of culture and history. But beneath this mesmerizing surface lie tales of honor, warfare, isolation, and rapid transformation that have shaped this island nation. From the tale of the 47 Ronin to the rapid modernization of the Meiji era, from the isolation of the Edo period to the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor, each chapter of Japan's history offers a unique insight into the spirit and character of the Japanese people. As we delve into these captivating stories, we will uncover the myths, legends, and realities that have defined Japan through the ages. Prepare to unravel the enigmatic history of the Land of the Rising Sun. Ever wondered why Japan is known as the Land of the Rising Sun? Let's dive into the historical origin of this captivating name and its symbolic importance in Japanese culture. Japan, or Nihon in Japanese, translates to the origin of the sun, or more poetically, the Land of the Rising Sun. This name carries a profound significance rooted in geographical, historical, and cultural contexts. Geographically, Japan is situated to the east of the Asian continent where the sun rises, hence the name. However, this name is not just about geography. It's imbued with rich symbolism and cultural significance that transcends its literal meaning. Historically, the term Land of the Rising Sun was first used in the official correspondence between Japan and China during the Sui dynasty in the 7th century. This designation, emphasizing the direction of the sunrise, was seen as a sign of respect from the younger Eastern nation to the older Western one. In Japanese culture, the sun plays a vital role. It's not just a celestial object, but a powerful symbol of renewal, hope, and life itself. The Japanese flag, with its red disc against a white background, is a perfect embodiment of this symbolism, representing the sun as a source of warmth, light, and life. Moreover, the sun has spiritual significance in Shinto, Japan's indigenous religion. Amaterasu Omikami, the sun goddess, is considered the most important deity in the Shinto pantheon. She is seen as the ancestral deity of the imperial family, further embedding the sun symbolism in the fabric of Japanese identity. The name Land of the Rising Sun thus beautifully encapsulates Japan's cultural essence. It's a poetic expression of the country's geographical position, historical relationships, and deep-rooted cultural and spiritual beliefs. It's more than just a name. It's a reflection of the country's soul, a testament to its enduring traditions, and a symbol of its national pride. The Land of the Rising Sun, a poetic name that beautifully encapsulates Japan's cultural essence. Now, isn't that a captivating way to start understanding the fascinating history of Japan? Now, let's delve into the legendary tale of the 47 Ronin. This tale is an epic saga of loyalty, sacrifice, and honor that takes us back to the early 18th century, during the Edo period of Japan. The story begins with the leader of the 47 Ronin, Oishi Kuranosuke, and his lord, Asano Naganori. Asano, unfortunately, was provoked into attacking a court official named Kira Yoshinaka, an act which led to Asano's forced seppuku, a form of ritual suicide. With their leader gone, the remaining samurai became Ronin, or masterless warriors. Despite their fallen status, they didn't lose their resolve. They vowed to avenge their lord's death, even if it meant defying the shogunate's decree. After patiently waiting and plotting for nearly 2 years, the 47 Ronin launched a daring raid on Kira's residence, fulfilling their oath of vengeance. The aftermath? They voluntarily surrendered, fully aware of the repercussions. The shogunate sentenced them to commit seppuku, just like their lord Asano. Yet their sacrifice was not in vain. Their story, their unwavering loyalty to their master, and their undying pursuit of justice echoed throughout the land. The tale of the 47 Ronin is more than just a historical event. It's a cultural symbol that embodies the values of Bushido, the samurai code of honor. It's a testament to loyalty, duty, and honor above life itself. This story has been immortalized in various forms, from traditional kabuki plays to modern cinema, reflecting its enduring impact on Japanese culture. The 47 Ronin are remembered not as rebels, but as heroes who upheld the highest virtues of Bushido. Their graves at the Sengakuji Temple in Tokyo are a solemn reminder of their sacrifice and have become a place of reverence, attracting thousands of visitors each year. A tale of honor and sacrifice, the 47 Ronin remains a significant part of Japan's cultural heritage. Japan's Edo period marked a time of isolation, but how and why did it happen? Well, to understand this, let's first take a step back in time. The Edo period, spanning from the early 17th to the mid-19th century, was a time of relative peace under the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate. However, it was also a time of drastic internal change. The shogunate implemented a series of policies collectively known as sakoku, or closed country. These policies significantly restricted foreign influence and trade, essentially isolating Japan from the rest of the world. But why? The shogunate believed that foreign influence was a threat to the stability and order they had worked so hard to establish. The impact of these policies was far-reaching. For one, Japan's economy shifted from international trade to a more domestic focus. With limited foreign influence, Japan developed a unique and distinct culture during this period. Art and culture flourished, leading to the birth of iconic cultural symbols like kabuki theater and ukiyo-e, or woodblock prints. The isolation also preserved traditional aspects of Japanese culture, with the samurai class maintaining their power and influence. But it wasn't all a serene cultural renaissance. The isolation led to economic strains and social unrest. The lack of foreign trade meant that Japan was largely self-reliant, leading to resource shortages, and an economic system that was less dynamic than those of countries engaged in global trade. The isolation of the Edo period finally ended in the mid-19th century when American Commodore Matthew Perry arrived with his black ships, forcing Japan to open its ports to foreign trade. This marked the end of the Edo period and the beginning of a new era of modernization and westernization. So the Edo period was not just a time of isolation, it was a time of cultural growth and preservation, but also of economic strain and social change. It was a period that deeply shaped Japan's unique cultural identity. The Edo period, a time of isolation that shaped Japan's unique cultural identity. The geisha, a figure shrouded in mystery and often misunderstood. When we think of Japan, the enigmatic image of a geisha often comes to mind. But who really are these bewitching figures of Japanese culture? The history of the geisha begins in the 18th century. They originated as skilled entertainers, trained in the arts of music, dance, and conversation. The term geisha literally means person of the arts, a testament to their role as custodians of traditional Japanese culture. Geisha were, and still are, masters of the ikebana flower arrangement, the shamisen three-stringed instrument, and the sado tea ceremony. They're also well-versed in waka, a type of classical poetry. Contrary to popular belief, geisha are not courtesans. They are refined artisans, their profession centered on providing an elegant and cultured social experience. The world of the geisha is called karyukai, or the flower and willow world, a poetic metaphor for their grace and strength. Young girls, often from impoverished backgrounds, would be taken under the wing of an okiya, or geisha house, where they would train for many years to master the arts and etiquette of the geisha. Despite the changing tides of time, the geisha culture has persisted, albeit in smaller numbers. Today, there are around 1,000 geisha in Japan, a far cry from the 80,000 at the turn of the 20th century. Yet, they continue to be a symbol of Japan's cultural heritage, a living embodiment of a time-honored tradition. Much of the mystery surrounding geisha comes from their private and exclusive nature. The ozashiki, or geisha party, is a world away from the hustle and bustle of modern life, a serene oasis where time seems to stand still. The geisha, a symbol of Japan's cultural tradition, far more complex and nuanced than often portrayed. As we delve deeper into the enigma of the geisha, we discover a rich tapestry of art, culture, and tradition, far removed from the misconceptions that often cloud our understanding. Japan's rapid modernization in the late 19th century is nothing short of astonishing. The period known as the Magi Restoration was a time of remarkable change, a whirlwind of transformation that forever altered the fabric of Japanese society. The Magi Restoration, which began in 1868 and lasted until 1912, was a period of radical reform. The young Emperor Meiji was placed at the helm of the nation, symbolizing a break from the old feudal regime and the ushering in of a new era. This was a time of swift and sweeping changes, as Japan sought to catch up with the Western world. The factors that contributed to this rapid modernization were manifold. For starters, the Meiji government was determined to shake off the shackles of feudalism and establish a centralized, modern state. They abolished the samurai class, introduced compulsory education, and implemented a constitution, among other reforms. But it wasn't just about internal restructuring. The leaders of Meiji Japan also recognized the importance of learning from the West. They sent students and officials abroad to study Western technologies, philosophies, and systems. These individuals returned with a wealth of knowledge that helped fuel Japan's modernization. At the same time, foreign advisors were also invited to Japan to share their expertise. Another crucial factor was the Industrial Revolution that swept through the nation. Railroads, factories, shipyards, the landscape of Japan was rapidly changing. The government actively encouraged and invested in these industries, recognizing their potential to boost the nation's economic growth and military power. However, this rapid modernization was not without its challenges. It demanded a great deal of sacrifice from the Japanese people, and the social and economic disparities grew. Yet it propelled Japan onto the world stage as a formidable power. A testament to Japan's resilience and adaptability, the Meiji period marked a turning point in its history. In a matter of a few decades, Japan had transformed from a feudal society to a modern industrial nation, a feat that continues to astound and inspire. The attack on Pearl Harbor, a pivotal moment in World War II, but what led Japan to this drastic action? In the early hours of December 7, 1941, the Japanese initiated a surprise military strike on Pearl Harbor, the United States naval base located in Hawaii. But the question we often find ourselves asking is, why did Japan take such a drastic step? The answer to that lies in the complex interplay of global politics, economic pressures, and strategic considerations. Japan, at the time, was expanding its empire across the Asia-Pacific region, but it faced significant obstacles, not least from the United States, which had imposed economic sanctions on Japan in response to its invasion of China. These sanctions severely impacted Japan's access to vital resources such as oil, iron ore, and steel. This left Japan with two options: either withdraw from China and lose face, or seize the resources it needed by force. Japan chose the latter, setting its sights on the resource-rich European colonies in Southeast Asia. However, there was a roadblock: the U.S. Pacific Fleet at Pearl Harbor. Japan believed that by neutralizing the Pacific Fleet, they could buy themselves enough time to secure these resources before the United States could retaliate. Hence, the attack on Pearl Harbor was not merely an act of aggression, but a desperate strategic maneuver in the face of dwindling resources and mounting international pressure. The attack resulted in the death of over 2,000 Americans and led to the United States' entry into World War II. The consequences were immense, not just for the United States and Japan, but for the entire world. The attack altered the course of the war and set in motion a chain of events that would eventually lead to the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Pearl Harbor, a tragic event that forever changed the course of history. It serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of war, the ripple effects of global politics, and the far-reaching consequences of strategic decisions. The samurai, a class of warriors that has fascinated the world. But what is their story? Emerging in the 10th century, the samurai were originally regional warriors who served the nobility. Over time, they evolved into a class of their own, becoming a powerful military caste in feudal Japan. Their influence was so profound that they eventually became the ruling class, wielding political power for several centuries. The samurai were more than just warriors. They were scholars, poets, and patrons of the arts. They lived by the Bushido Code, a set of moral principles that emphasized honor, loyalty, and discipline. This wasn't just a guideline for combat, but a way to live, shaping their societal interactions and personal conduct. But the samurai were not immortal. Their decline began in the late 16th century with the unification of Japan under the Tokugawa shogunate. The era of peace that followed, known as the Edo Period, saw a shift from military to administrative roles for the samurai. The rise of commerce and the middle class further eroded their status, and by the time of the Magi Restoration in the late 19th century, the samurai class was officially abolished. Yet their legacy persisted. The values of the Bushido Code continued to permeate Japanese society, influencing its ethics and aesthetics. The samurai's dedication to duty, their unwavering loyalty, and their disciplined approach to life have left an indelible mark on the Japanese psyche. Today, these values are visible in everything from Japan's martial arts to its business practices and etiquette. Even in popular culture, the samurai continue to captivate our imagination.
Their stories, their art, and their philosophy have inspired countless books, films, and works of art. They serve as a constant reminder of a time when honor was a way of life, and discipline was the highest virtue. The samurai, symbols of honor and discipline, continue to influence Japanese society and culture. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of tradition and the lasting impact of a bygone era.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, cities that witnessed the unimaginable. What is their story? In the waning days of World War II, the world was introduced to a new era of warfare, the nuclear age. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, two bustling Japanese cities, became the first and to this day, the only recipients of this destructive force. On August 6 and 9, 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on these cities in a desperate bid to end the war. The immediate effect was devastating, with an estimated 100,000 people in Hiroshima and 70,000 in Nagasaki losing their lives in an instant. The cities were leveled, and those who survived the initial blast faced radiation sickness, burns, and a city in ruins. But out of the ashes of destruction, a remarkable story of resilience and peace emerged. As the dust settled, the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, along with the rest of Japan, faced the daunting task of rebuilding their lives, their cities, and their country. In the years that followed, these two cities became a symbol of peace and resilience. Hiroshima and Nagasaki transformed their painful past into a powerful message for the world. They stand as reminders of the catastrophic consequences of nuclear warfare and advocates for world peace. Today, Hiroshima's Peace Memorial Park and Nagasaki's Peace Park are visited by millions from around the world. These parks, with their haunting memorials and museums, provide a stark reminder of the horrors of atomic warfare. The annual peace ceremonies held in these cities on the anniversaries of the bombings, attended by people from all over the world, are a testament to the enduring spirit of peace that these cities embody. The survivors, known as hibakusha, have shared their stories with the world, adding a personal narrative to the historical event. They have become advocates for peace, urging world leaders and citizens alike to ensure that no other city has to endure what Hiroshima and Nagasaki did. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, symbols of resilience and peace, reminding the world of the horrors of nuclear warfare. From the ashes of war, Japan emerged as a global powerhouse. How did this transformation occur? In the aftermath of World War II, Japan was a war-torn nation, its cities decimated and its economy in ruins. But the country that stood on the brink of despair wasn't destined to remain there. Instead, it embarked on a journey of resurgence that would see it rise from the ashes to become one of the world's leading economies. This remarkable transformation, often termed as the Japanese economic miracle, began with the implementation of a series of reforms under the Allied occupation. Land and labor reforms broke the power of the old elite, while a new constitution provided for a democratic government, setting the groundwork for a modern, industrialized nation. The real turning point, however, came in the 1950s and 60s. Japan's government focused on heavy industry, technology, and manufacturing, with companies like Sony and Toyota becoming household names globally. The government fostered the growth of these industries with a range of supportive policies, from protective tariffs to subsidies, and the results were nothing short of extraordinary. Japanese products, once viewed as cheap and inferior, were now synonymous with quality and innovation. Made in Japan became a badge of honor, as the country raced ahead in industries like electronics and automotive manufacturing. By the late 1960s, Japan had become the world's second-largest economy. But this economic miracle wasn't just about policies and industries. It was also about the Japanese people, their resilience, their work ethic, and their commitment to rebuilding their nation. This spirit, known as ganbaru, is a key part of Japanese culture. It means to persevere, to keep going no matter what. And so, a country that had been reduced to rubble in 1945 became a world leader in technology and manufacturing just a few decades later. This remarkable journey from devastation to prosperity is a testament to Japan's resilience and determination. Japan's post-war rebirth is a testament to its indomitable spirit and resilience. And it's this spirit that has continued to shape Japan as the innovative, forward-thinking nation we know today. Our journey through Japan's history has been enlightening. We've traversed the path from the dawn of the rising sun, delving into the tale of the legendary 47 Ronin and the isolation of the Edo period. We've unraveled the enigma of the Geisha, marveled at the rapid modernization of Meiji Japan, and felt the tremors of the attack on Pearl Harbor. We've borne witness to the legacy of the samurai and journeyed from the destruction to peace, following the stories behind Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We've seen how a nation ravaged by war rose like a phoenix from the ashes to become a global powerhouse. Each twist and turn of this journey has offered us a glimpse into the heart and soul of a nation that is a beautiful blend of tradition and modernity. Our exploration of Japan's history may have ended, but the journey of discovery continues. Craving for more knowledge about Japan's rich history? There's an abundance of resources waiting to be discovered. Delve into captivating books like Shogun by James Clavell or Embracing Defeat by John W. Dower. Documentaries such as Japan, History of Japan's Ancient and Modern Empire, and websites like japan-guide.com provide a wealth of information. Continue your journey into the captivating history of Japan. Thank you for joining us on this adventure.